interesting piece over at TPM. It's actually it's an Associated Press story. And it talks about how there are two pieces to fast track, essentially. There have always been two pieces to fast track. Because everybody in Congress knows that whenever we pass a so-called trade deal, more Americans are going to lose their jobs. So to try and sweeten the pot, Richard Nixon did this. Bill Clinton did this. George W. Bush did this. And now Barack Obama is going to do this. To sweeten the pot, they add, along with the fast track, along with the legislation to move these so-called trade bills through. Our tariffs are almost zero right now. I mean, it's not like we've got impediments to trade. These are new rules for the road, right? These are things that will increase the profits of the big pharma industry. They'll increase the profits of big tobacco. They'll increase the profits of the chemical industry, particularly that part of the chemical industry that's associated with our food supply, the GMOs and the pesticides. It's going to increase the profits of all. This is really about locking down the world economy on behalf of transnational corporations. But along with this, they've always passed something that they call, what they're calling right now, trade adjustment assistance. It's gone by other names in the past, but basically what it is, in this case, is $700 million to send people who lose their jobs to Vietnam as a result of TPP, to pay for those people to go to school. Now, it's a scam. It was a scam when Clinton did it. It was a scam when Nixon did it. It was a scam when Bush did it. It's a scam. It was a scam when Reagan did it. It's a scam now. Because most of that money ends up in the hands of private for-profits, colleges or trade schools, really, that are created exclusively to be available to take these federal dollars, these $700 million federal dollars, and make so somebody can make a buck off it, which is one of the reasons that Republicans historically have gone along with it. And Democrats go along with it because just the idea of workers being thrown out of their jobs with nothing to fall back on, makes Democrats cringe, with the exception of the 13 who betrayed us and voted in the Senate yesterday for fast track. And there's going to be another vote today. As far as I can tell, it hasn't happened yet. But the final vote on fast track, it'll probably be at the end of the day, at the end of the news cycle, so that they can, get it, the very last thing, get it done, get it off to the president. Nobody's paying attention. People are talking about, the Reverend Pinckney, and his funeral is going to be on Friday, and along with the other 8 people who were killed with him, and all these kind of things. But the talk is, the president has said he won't sign fast track unless there's this $700 million to help out people who get screwed by free trade in America. This Trade Adjustment Authority, TAA. He says he won't sign TPP, fast track, without TAA, help out the workers. And what the Senate just passed does not have TAA in it. So Mitch McConnell has said he's going to attach that to a bill for African trade that's not controversial, and it will pass today or tomorrow, and that's going to satisfy the president. But see, then it has to go back to the House. Republicans, by and large, absolutely oppose TAA. They do not, $700 million to help workers? To hell with them. That's the Republican attitude. Republicans are all about billionaires. I mean, as you know, within the Republican Party, there are the billionaires and the big corporations. There are the paid shills for the billionaires and the paid corporations. And there are the dupes, the people who are duped into following them because they got whistled, they got dog whistled about guns or gays or God or race. So Sander Levin is a member of the House of Representatives. He says he thinks a lot of the Democrats are going to support this, but there are people in the House, and I'm guessing Alan Grayson. In fact, we should get Congressman Grayson on tomorrow if we possibly can to talk about this, or Congressman Peter DeFazio. I don't know what their position is going to be, But there is talk that the Democrats in the House are going to blow up the TAA. They're not going to give this to the president. So then the question is, will the president sign fast track without the Trade Adjustment Authority, without the let's help out the displaced workers? And I'm inclined to believe that he will, because he wants these trade deals to go through. And considers this part of his legacy. It's not going to be his legacy for the American worker. It's going to be his legacy for the billionaire class. Just like NAFTA was Bill Clinton's legacy for the billionaire class. And what does the billionaire class do now? They pay him $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 every time he shows up. He's collected $2 billion for his charity. Obama could be in the same position 5 years, 10 years from now. Sweet. Or, maybe Michael Froman is simply lying to Obama and he doesn't realize how bad this trade deal is going to be for the average American worker. Not to mention people in other countries where they still manufacture generic drugs like India, which is not part of TPP, but that's coming. So anyhow, this is going to get interesting. The time is not yet to say, okay, we've been beat. And even if TPP gets signed, even if the fast track gets signed, there's still the treaty coming down the road, the TPP.
This is the Thom Hartmann Program.
And we can fight that in the House and the Senate, too.